My city, what is going on? It's that time again. Big Mike's open mic. Excited to get this guy here in the chair right here because he's at Comedy Works downtown this weekend. We got Duncan Trussell. How you doing, man?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Well, did I say your name properly?
You did. Thanks for asking.
Great to see you, man. I'm liking the beard this morning.
It's a little bushy. You know, I actually, my wife was like, why don't you get it trimmed when I was getting my hair cut? And I'm like, I'm not going to trim it.
You know, this had nothing to do with you, but we were like, I was like, this is as thick that is I've grown this out. And I was like,
looks good.
And so I used AI. And I actually was like, what would I look like? I'm like, you know what? I'm done.
Wow.
This is going to be as far. I'm not even going to show it to the camera.
Cool.
This is as far as I'm going to get.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like how this looks.
You know, that is like you're a biker in a zombie movie.
Yes.
You're a survivor.
I'm going to kill a few zombies, but I'm going to be like one of the last people killed in it. I'm not making it to the end.
You probably aren't going to make it to the end, but you're going to do something heroic.
Exactly.
So that's cool.
I'm going to have a nice line like, you live.
Do you really want to make it to the end of a zombie movie anyway? Who wants to survive? It's like The Walking Dead. What are you doing?
Everybody else is gone, and all the other people are zombies now.
Yeah.
So, how have you been, man? Welcome back to Colorado.
Thank you. I've been good. We, just had my wife just had our fourth child.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. So that's been, amazing and like everything.
How long ago did that happen?
That was about 8 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Were you able to get back home for that, or were you like still on the road moving?
Oh, no. We didn't schedule for months around the due date. So
that's awesome, man.
I was able to be there.
Welcome here. You're at Comedy Works downtown.
Yes.
And so I believe this is our first time talking. So I've had a chance to ask other comedians ranging from people who are just starting to people who've been on the road for years. For you, when you see Denver, when you see Comedy Works popping up, what's that mean for you? Because I've heard so many great stories about how it feels on that stage.
It's the best club. It's incredible. It's kind of like, this is going to make me seem like I'm trying to sound smarter than I am, which I do try to do all the time, because that would be great if people thought I was smarter than I am. But it's like, the Stradivarius, that violin.
Yeah.
That it's worth zillions of dollars. And it's like this, somehow he just figured out how to make the perfect violin, coveted by musicians. That's what it feels like in there. It's just a perfect comedy club. Yeah, it's just perfect. So everybody loves performing there, and everyone looks forward to the weekend there, for sure.
I think this is the first time the Stradivarius has been mentioned on Big Mike's comedy.
It's the Stradivarius of comedy clubs. I should just kill myself right now on air for
that needs to be like the review you put on it. Like, it's the Stradivarius of. I love it. Like,
I wouldn't know a Stradivarius if one bit me in the ass, man.
Well, you're going to be standing in it.
I guess so. Yeah, that's right.
Those tickets are comedyworks.com. Matt, you make a living on making people laugh. What's making you laugh, man? Like, who are some comedians right now that you're excited about that you've enjoyed watching or had open up for you, or just watching on TV?
I'll tell you, it's so cool because, Rogan started taking me out on the road to feature for him, and then it's so cool because, you start taking people out on the road, and you just get to watch them develop. Like my friend Hassan Ahmadi, he's just so good, and I got to watch him just grow on the road, and he's really funny. William Montgomery, though, just cracks me up. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He goes on Kill Tony a bunch, I took him on the road, and he is such a hilarious comic. So I really love those two. But whenever anyone asks me that question, I always sort of scramble because there's so Matt McCusker, I just love his stand-up. But then also you sound like obvious when you say Tom Segura. Oh my God, such a great storyteller. So I just have a whole variety of comics that I admire.
I found, I always assumed it'd be the same answer, but I'm finding that everybody has a different answer. Do you remember your very first comedy set?
Yeah.
And how did it go? Because I'd assume it'd always be bad, but I've had people be like, it's the best one I've ever did. How was your first comedy set when you hit the stage?
It was so bad. This was, I deserved what happened because, I don't know. I'd been watching Andy Kaufman. I don't know. So I did some really unthought out attempt at some kind of conceptual something stream of consciousness, just some jumbled mess of garbage. But this was at the Comedy Store, and I got off stage and that, I was already feeling my first and definitely not last experience of bombing on stage, which is a real interesting feeling. And I walked by Eleanor Kerrigan, who goes out on the road with Dice now. She's really funny. She was the head waitress at the time. And she goes, Duncan, I don't know what that was, but it wasn't comedy. And it hurt so bad, and she was so right.
By the second show, did you correct? Or did it take a little bit to where you're like, that was a good set?
Well, I think that's what keeps you in the game, is that something happens. You're unsure exactly what, where it works.
Yeah.
And that's, the people you hear, the first time it worked. And then, well, what about the next time?
Yeah.
And the next time and the next time. You're always like chasing it, trying to understand it. And so, Ari Shaffir used to have on his wall, Bobby Lee told him something like, you have to bomb 40 times to become a good comic. 40. And so he had on his wall this a poster board. And every time he bombed, he would check a square.
Checkbox.
And it's the coolest thing to see, because it's like 7 checks in a row, 7 bombs in a row. Then a few, like a space. And then you could just kind of watch the bombs begin to diminish.
Dissipate, yeah.
And it's really cool. But yeah, it's about 40 bombs at least. I've had way more than that, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're an overachiever.
I'm an overachiever at bombing. I'm an ambitious bomber.
So what I got right here is my comedy cap. These are all questions that other people that have sat in that chair, they've polled, answered, and they've added to this cap. So I would love if you could pick one of these, you could read it out, and then answer it. And then if you could add a question for me to add this a few weeks from now, you'll be tagged, and some comedian's going to be asking,
amazing,
answering one of your questions.
All right. Here we go. Here.
I have my fingers crossed that you don't grab Michael Yo's, because like 18 people have grabbed his in a row. So I've really jumbled this up a little bit.
Okay, here we go. What joke are you telling right now that is a joke, but also a pep talk when the world is being crazy? Jackie Cation.
Okay.
Now, I have the answer to this is no joke.
Okay.
Because, to me, though God knows as a comedian, which means a fool, you better believe I would love to heal the world.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. I would like to end all wars. Just from my pep talk, I would like to have a joke that just reverberated through the planet, like that stars appeared over the comedy clubs where I was performing, and that I created world peace and harmony and joy forever for humankind from my jokes, because I'm an idiot and comedians think like that. And it's a slippery slope, the old pep talk, because who am I to give you a pep talk? I'm sure you're fine. You don't want a pep talk. Pep talks are what got us into this problem in the first place. Too many pep talks.
Yes.
Have you ever been pepped into any kind of real change? I haven't.
Yeah.
It's never been a pep talk that got me to change. It's been like, oh my God, I've been addicted to ketamine for 2 years. And like,
not the kind of pep we were looking for.
No, it's like the way you like react. Anyway, but that being said, I feel like everything's going to be great. And if you don't feel happy right now, just the best thing you could do is blame your unhappiness on other people, because it's definitely not your fault.
Not your fault at all.
That's the road to happiness.
And if you're feeling that, go to comedyworks.com, and at least for 2 hours.
Yeah, for 2 hours, we will blame your suffering on one singular thing, which is the Great Pyramid of Giza, which has been resonating dark energy through the planet. And I'm going to give you the map for how we're going to blow that pyramid up at the Comedy Works this weekend.
Find out all about it. If you could add a question to this cap, you'll be tagged a few weeks from now. It could be serious, funny, dumb, whatever you like.
Okay. Let me think. Can I have just one?
Of course. Think about it. Always like to put people on the spot and be like, give us a brilliant question to ask comedians.
Okay, how about this?
Okay.
This is a question. If your grandfather had a functional sex robot,
okay,
would you turn it on after he passed away?
I said real, smart, dumb, anything above. So thank you. A few weeks from now, you might get tagged. I'm very curious who's going to be the first person to answer that question. And I cannot wait to hear what their answer is.
I can't wait to hear the answer.
Comedy Works Downtown. Get your tickets, comedyworks.com. Duncan, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.